And you can see that seam goes all the way through. It's healed though, but you know, we ain't gonna try to be no super thin. Now, back when I first started knapping, them flakes was what I wanted. When I would get done with this, I would throw it away. I never made big. For me, big. This is big. Now I gotta trim it a little bit because I'm a little bit concave. Hear that sound? I'm glad that didn't go, because now when I look at it, I got a concavity there. It would have just made a big old step. I got a little spot right here I'm going to try and catch. I'm going to rough it a little so it's not so slippery. That's more like a hammerstone platform. But now, right there, nice little arrowhead. And you can see this was what happens with Flintridge. There's that seam, there's a seam right there, and that flake come over and hit that and rippled up. You've got to pay attention to that, not try and thin that for a little bit. We're going to go to another spot. Now there's some junk on this tip that's going to go, you know, it's going to go away anyway. So I'm gonna do a little to try to make me a platform. Try to use that rock that's not gonna be any good. Now I gathered this rock, heat treated it, and everything myself. Generally how I like to do things. I like to do things for myself. I got support down here, my hand. I'm not gripping it like a brick. I'm just supporting it. I got that turtle right there. And I made myself a little arrowhead flake. Now you see this was a big square edge, it's almost gone. Now I've got another little shot that I can hit and try and get this cleared. Kind of shot out of my hand, but there's another one. And you can see the pretty colors in that. I'm going to go to a little, this one's a little bit lighter. This is a 3/4, that's a 1 inch. Hold it back here. Support it with my finger there. Hold it here. Yeah, I don't like that. Oh, we did pretty good. It was only a little one. But we got that ridge spread out a little. We still got a nipple there that we could probably hit. And take a bit of this square ridge off over here. Let's go back to the heavier one because I like it because it's slower. More impulse time. Heavier and slower. If you learn your physics, it'll be more impulse time. See that slower, heavier one. We took half of our square edge off. Unfortunately, the flake broke. That would have been a good sickle blade flake. We can see our square edge is going, and we're keeping convexity. And we cleared. There was that stuff that was going to be no good. It was end of a grain from another part of the rock, like a chunk was there. It was the end of that grain, and then there was some crumbly stuff. And so now we just got to keep going. Now I think we can take it right here and come up this ridge and get a good flake there. Now I'm supporting it into the back of my hand. This is another reason I don't like things that don't fit my hand. Because I usually end up breaking them. That was just a little skimmer. Now we got a little, right on that corner, we're going to take a piece. Keeping some thickness in the middle, because we don't want to get too thin just yet. But now we've got to do a little So I got a big concavity there that I'm trying to just nibble away at. got a seam right there, so we got to be careful of that. We might end up losing that, which would still be okay. This piece is at least 2.5 inches wide. But this red Cortex-y stuff is, once you get that going, you're pretty good to go. See, I hit that corner just barely because I was worried it would split that. But now I got it. Take the fine abrader, because I don't want to strengthen it too much, but I don't want it to be slippery. And I want to try and just take a little bit off of here. And that's what we did. Just took that little corner off. Now we might get the indirect and do a little bit of getting rid of this boogery edge. Just walking down, not driving them, not trying to be any, you know, make any big moves. I ran into a wall there, so I'm going to start coming the other way. See, my square edge there is all gone. Now I'm going to start walking down this. Start at the tip. Start walking down this way. And then clear off the base. And then I'll have a thick piece that should be relatively easy to thin. And I'm thinking so you notice my baton is heavy too. I do heavy and slow. Yeah, because Flintridge, the prettier and more varied the colors, at least the stuff from Nellers. I mean, I don't know. I never napped any flint that was done by that famous guy, you know, or any of the, you know, well-known Flintridge guys. Everybody knows who they are. So theirs is probably different. Maybe better, maybe not. I don't know. I think the flint from Roy's area of the Flintridge is better. I'll tell you that. I think the flint's better. Just from what I've seen. You know, I go to the Knappings and I see his points and, you know, stuff. And, you know. But the Nellers, I mean, I've been going there for, my kids are 25 and 24. I was going there before they were born, so at least 26 or 7 years. And I used to go over there and pick pieces. The guys would just leave pieces like this, and it wasn't big enough for them. Now, I can't get a piece like this. And that's one reason why I say, you know, I think Roy's is better, because I think he could still get, he can still, see this white, that white stuff is like what they call the concrete in the Texas rock. It does not want to nap. And if you keep whacking it, it'll make you break your point. That much I do know. And I can't show you all these little flakes because they're just, you know, basically crumbling to bits. And they're only an inch or half an inch. Like I say, I'm not trying to drive anything right now. Just trying to get to where I could work. Always, even when it's this thick, support that tip. And you'll find when you heat this Flintridge up, it'll nap. It's napping like glass. I mean, seriously. I'm barely hitting it. And that's a blessing and a curse. Because the flakes will come off easy. And then you'll be like, oh. You get comfortable. You get comfortable, and then bam, you'll hit that one spot. Like if you hit on that seam, it's a good solid seam, but if you hit on that seam, it has a very good chance of just splitting up there and taking, you know, that much of the rock away. My heater's doing pretty good. I'm getting ready to take my coat off. Okay, so we've got a center line pretty much all the way around. We've got this little bit of not so good to deal with here yet because we hit that white cortex, chalk, brimstone, curse of the earth. I've been trying, I haven't really napped. I mean, you haven't seen any videos because I haven't napped. I had a lot going on. Had to figure out some ways to deal with certain things. Okay, woohoo! We survived. Got my tools set up over here. Got a bunch of wild horse and some Mexican banded obsidian slabs there. Got some, flint. I've got some canal over there, some floor tile. But here we are. We're at a thick stage. Now we're gonna start looking to take some look at the ends. We're pretty much centered, so we could take a good flake wherever we could take a good flake. I'm gonna take my coat off. Napping out in the shed in the winter is somewhat easier than in the summer because I couldn't put enough air conditioning in here, but I got a radiant heater. It heats the surface so you feel warm even if the air is cold. And that's how all them radiant heaters work that say they're gonna, heat your home for half the price or whatever they say. This is my I'm going to leave the tip thick, and I'm going to try and first thing I'm going to try and do is shoot a big flake right here to thin this hump. I got a good shot at it. Wish me luck. I felt that bend in my hand. Oh yeah. Another point on a flake. And you can see we took a big lot of thickness out with one shot. And we'll do another one in this corner. Now this is the corner that had the seam, so if we could blast this away, we'll be good. Yeah, see, that's not wanting to go there. So look for a low. Looks like we could do something right here. It's wanting to crumble now. Now this is brass. It's going to be a little bit harder. It's not going to grip. Now you see that was strong. I made the classic. When I hit that the first time before, you see that I hit it 2 in and it made a bulb, and then when I took the flake here, it took the whole thing. See, from my first hit, when I tried to take this turtle, it was a little too much. But now I've got a big sticking out point here. We're going to work that to give us the flake we want to take. Okay, here we go. Now, you see that? It wasn't all a loss. We got that. And this flake met up with that flake. We've got some good thinning. Now, realistically, let's try the aluminum because I want some bigger flakes. I've got a low platform right here. This is really fine carbide. Aluminum's kind of like antler. Kind of. Not really though. See, when you get the surface right, then paper thin flakes will run across there. Here's my medium grit. Wish I was Ed Bow. He would just go bang and knock that thing in half. That guy is awesome. Oh, we got a good one that time. See there? Getting where we want to go. I hardly ever use that really coarse. Mostly I use the medium. And if I'm doing obsidian, I use this fine aluminum oxide. Now I gotta be careful because I'm getting thin. Let's start on the other side. Let's level this out a little baby one. Now what I did is I pinched underneath there to support it so it would wrap. And now my surface is getting smoother. And I isolated for this shot down along the base. this is that problem area with the jockey stuff that stopped us, is on this side. And I have an incipient there from when I tried to take it in that corner. I took a bite. See that? That had to go away anyways, or I had to make my point short, but I really wanted to drive more if I was going to take that much of the surface. But, you know, just like obsidian, Flintridge can be very snappy. Paper thin razor blade. Okay, gotta get back to the copper to get in here. You can see that side is really a point already. A little bit of thinning here. I'm not trying to be no hero on the base. I'm sure some guys can do that, but I'm not one of them. See, there's still some of that yuckiness left there, and there's still some right here. But that's got to go away. I mean, realistically, our point's somewhere in here. Right now, I'm just turning my edge a little bit. A little bit of thinning the edge, but mostly just turning it. Kind of looks like something. Penguin? Accidental effigy. Accidental effigy. Okay, both sides are low to thin the middle, but that's not where I want to go right now. I'm going to work a little of the tip. Now this is the real coarse silicon carbide, and I'm using it to give me some platforms. See, that's that white stuff. It was hard to get through. That's why I used that, because I was going to have to hit it hard. Same there. trying to keep everything centered. And right now I'm low across this side, and I need to do some flakes down through. I need to use more of this edge to do flakes down, bring some more thinning. Yeah, I want to be hitting. I want to be right here. See, these are mostly just exploratory because I want to see if they're going to run through that seam, which they are. More of that hard stuff. Let's see. See, I ran that hard stuff's right there, so I come up from behind it. Yeah. Got a buddy, Neanderthal Nonsense. He's making Aggies. Maybe I'll send them flakes to him. He could make some Flintridge Aggies. If I can, Christmas present. Won't be for Christmas though, because I won't make it in time. I got too much going on. You can see we got a pretty good, not preform because it's all wonky shape, but we got most of the issues dealt with. Now, take a look at the end. Just do some trimming. Hoping my camera recorded the whole time. I didn't check it. It would be a shame if it didn't. I'm just hitting straight down now because I want to start shaping, and I want to get rid of this edge. It's got that concrete stuff in it. Okay, now let's take a look. It's really flat. I can't believe it's been a while since I napped. So, looks like we could do a little a little on the tip. Get the tip straight. See, got the tip straight, got the edges straight. Point's basically done. If you believe that, now let's see. Gotta turn the heat down. Oh yeah, we're still recording. Just regularizing and thickening up the edge for another thinning pass. But we got to get everything. We got to get everything nice and even before we do that. Get rid of all these little parts we missed, and where we caused incipience because we're on camera and we're afraid to break it. Not really afraid to break it though. If you're afraid to break it, you might as well, you know. I don't know what you can nap. I can know what you can nap that won't break. You know, you can nap. I don't know, maybe next time I post on Jack Crafty's thing, I'll ask him, what can you nap that won't break? See there? It almost looks like one of them Russian dolls. I forget what they call them. The one thing is, this stuff pressure flakes like easy as pie. Like, I'm hardly using anything, but I'm not trying to thin with pressure flakes either. So, you know, I know some guys can do that. Some guys can do that pretty good. I turned the heat down, it's still not going off. I don't know if you can see all the issues in here. Seam, a seam, a seam, seam color mix, seam. They're all healed. But if you try to take this to 8-to-1, you're gonna probably have a problem. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take another thinning pass, and then I'm gonna try and see what I can do. But you gotta have nerves of steel. Nerves of steel, which I don't. Let's try. This is hollow. This is 1-inch copper hollow. That way maybe I can't do too much damage if I mess up. Hit my finger. Yeah, see? You go down in size as your point goes down. That first one I used is about 5 ounces of copper, lead in it. This is just a copper pipe. And to me, it's almost like an antler, except it grips better. I'm pinching. See there? Man, I'm sure you can make a good Aggie out of that. Well, see that seam? That's what I was talking about. Getting a little too thin. Do a pass on this side to even it up, and that's how all thinner I'm going. See that nice flake across there? We're getting some good paleo style flake scars. I need to do a little bit of I didn't like the sound of that. Learn my lesson. See, I'm going to hit that again and put an incipient in there. So you can do the same flakes with that indirect. Now look, see? Nice. Nice lens shape. Plano convex, which we could use a little bit of this other side. And because we're going to bring it in anyway. It's probably going to end up as a Dalton. But we're going to go back to pressure. Yeah, I think we're going to be adulting. All right, we've got to do some thinning. We've got to shoot across the base. Let's see where we got to go. My base is still a little... Now, if it was me, I would just put a final sharpen on this. And that would be my pocket knife. Won't break, sharp, good to use. Okay, let's set up. Let's bring this edge back. Turn that heater down to pilot. There we go. It's got a built-in thermostat. It'll come back on if it gets cold in here. Now, okay, here's my spot I lowered. I'm gonna grind it some, but I don't want it to be too strong. And I'm hoping to take this hump out. I got to go through 2 seams. So we're going to shoot at an angle. Hope we don't blow the tip off. We got it. And then we hit the seam and it stopped. So well, we got a good fake ridge there now. I'm going to see how I got this lip here. I'm going to try and come at this angle. I'll try and come from here. That's why I didn't even this out and knock this off, because I want to come from here across through that seam and down. That seam's healed, but flake still ain't gonna like going through it now that it's thin. So here we go. Here we go, guys. Could be winner chicken dinner. Could be making 2 small points. And I missed. Yeah, got it. All right, see that seam was going one way? That's what I'm saying, you gotta pay attention to which way the seams go in this. And was kind of a fluke, but it did its job and smoothed my base and thinned it. So now I can come over here and do some thinning from the side, because this side does not have seams. That's another reason I usually don't do this stuff, because it takes so long to make a point this big. You know, you put all that effort into it, and then it breaks. But it didn't break that time. So we need to do some thinning on the tip, which I don't really want to do, because there's a lot of funny looking stuff at that tip. Lots of funny, not funny haha. We're gonna go for it though. What fun is it if you don't break it, right? That actually went way better than expected. Look at that one. Got a lump right here. So I'm gonna try and see which side is better. I guess it's this side. See, now this will when it'll get you, because there's some of that marbly stuff. Right when you think there's the heater. Okay. Now let's fix the shape. See if we need any thinning. We do. Right. Oh, right through the seam. Perfect thinning. Now I need one more shot right there. Our middle is getting really thin. Yeah, we ran into that seam again. See, that seam's got that chalky stuff in it. So, you gotta know when good enough is good enough, guys. honestly. Luckily, it picked right out though. So. Now some pressure flaking to level it up. And got to get everything straightened out so I can actually see where my point is at. Now, what do you think? That's looking pretty good. Let's start. Here's where it gets dicey because I got to take this extra off the base. You know, I always pick the wrong end. There's that white chalky stuff right at the base. And I got seams so I can't shoot sideways. I'm going diagonal, so I'm not hitting straight into the point. And you can see I've got it thinned, but there's that chalky spot that's being difficult, to say the least. Let's go for it. I knew it. Gotta save. Okay, what I actually think this is going to end up being is, that's like a perfect Otzi the Iceman knife blade. And I'm just going to do some pressure flaking, and that's all it's going to be. So, there we go. Otzi the Iceman knife blade. Whole bunch of Aggie flakes. And have a good evening. Merry Christmas.